Greetings, and welcome to the Whispers of Wellness. I am your host, Coach Charlene, and I'm excited to talk to you today about joy. I talked in the last segment about joy. In this particular video, I'd like to actually go a little bit deeper into how you can choose joy. You see, joy isn't just for days when everything goes right, it's for those moments. It's for this moment right now. Yes, even right now in the midst of your chaos, especially in the midst of a chaotic environment. Let me tell you about what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you how to choose joy on purpose every day, no matter what kind of shift, no matter what kind of stress you're facing, no matter what situation that you walk into. By the end, you'll have the tools that you need and the mindset to keep you making a joy one of the non negotiables in your life. I'm talking about a joy that's unspeakable joy, even if your environment doesn't change, because your spirit still can. So let's talk about it. So, what choosing joy really means? I mean, to me, it means that I intentionally, deliberately, on purpose choose joy instead of all of the other negative emotions that's racing around on the inside of me. That is what it means to me. I mean, choosing joy doesn't mean you ignore reality because reality is here. Challenges are here. The world is still revolving and there's a lot of chaos and loud noise. It's such a dark word, but it's so much chaos, negativity that it can literally drain you. It means you remembering there's more to your day than just the hardship that you're facing. It's deciding not to let the circumstances steal your essence, steal you, cause you to shrink where you're not doing anything but staying in a depressed state. Well, we always like to ask the question, why is it so hard in healthcare? We know it's hard because there's a high emotional toll. We're surrounded by suffering every day and experiencing suffering ourselves. Sometimes your light feels a little bit too dim to fit that darkness. So, because when you're not feeling your best, you get sucked into the environment. But choosing joy is how you protect your light. It's how you come back to yourself. When you choose joy, you return to your heart center. I love that because I don't want my environment to affect who I am. I want to impact the environment with my contagious joy. So let's talk about for authenticity and resilience in the heart framework, the joy decision framework. Daily joy declaration. Here is our declaration every day. Before I enter the shift, I decide that today I will choose joy, not because it's easy, but because it's healing. You see that? I'm speaking to myself. I will choose joy. It's not going to be easy, but I'm choosing joy today. You're making a declaration, a bold declaration, and it absolutely works. And here's 3 steps to choosing joy. Pause and breathe. One of the things I love to do because it interrupts that negative autopilot that's going on, spiraling in your mind, in your head. And then name what's good. A smile, a sunrise, a small win, the beauty of what you just rode through of nature. Carry like a joy token with you. That's the other thing I would say. A word, a song, a picture, something that makes you remember, like your kids or your dog or your part, whatever it is for you. I want you to have that tangible piece so that you can have it. I have a heart that I carry around. So joy is my daily rebellion. I have that on a sticky note. Joy is my daily rebellion because I'm rebelling against the natural tendency to be negative and not to be joyful because of everything that I hear around me. So let's talk about transformation a little bit because joy literally changes everything. Joy changes everything. Everybody, I remember you guys when I was in the military, and you see the smile that I have. It's just like who I am. It's literally who I am. I am not trying to fake it. I am just very happy. Even though I have been through some stuff, I am still very happy. I choose joy every day because I don't want the other stuff in my body, quite honestly. Um, when you start choosing joy every day, let me tell you about like what happens to you. You stop reacting and you start creating. See, before I used to react, but now I respond. When someone says something negative to me, I don't even bite on it. I don't absorb it because I walk in undisturbed composure. And then I may respond to it with something else, or I may not even do anything about it. But you stop reacting and you start creating. Allow those innovative juices to start flowing because I'm not constantly in reaction mode. Now my frontal lobe is open to create. Another thing that's so amazing is your energy becomes more contagious than the chaos. I like to say that I am the calm, the eye of the storm. See, if I can get my eye on the middle of the storm, you guys know about the eye of the storm, there's stillness there. You can actually see beyond the debris. It's a very powerful thing. Like situations that are going on in your life, if you can get still enough, then you'll be able to see beyond the challenges that you're facing even right now. And then the other thing is your anchor. Yes, let me say that differently. You actually anchor others in possibility, even when it's hard. When I'm showing up as my true authentic self, I have the ability to anchor other people in their own possibility. I mean, that's powerful even when it's hard, because that's when we need it most. It's when it's hard. When we're joyful, we don't really need it. But when we're struggling, we need joy to be intentionally deliberate and on purpose. So, what I want you to, here's a few reflective prompts that I want you to write. And just flatter yourself. What brings you joy today? Like, can you at least find three things that gives you joy, even if you've had a horrible day? I guarantee you there has to be something in that day that brought you joy. You just have to be able to find it. And then another one, how can I sprinkle joy around like medicine? Now, I do this like all the time, especially when I was up and I was on the floors and stuff like that. I sprinkled love and joy every time. Every time I told someone that you are loved and appreciated, they smiled huge and it brought them joy. It brought them that connectedness. And so I did that, like, just it became who I was. And so if I didn't do it on a certain day, they would make sure that they told me. And so it's so important for you to sprinkle a little joy around like medicine. You can take little sticky notes and just write something positive on it and give it to someone and say, hey, you're doing a great job. Tap somebody on the shoulder and say, hey, looks like you need a break. You want me to cover for you for like 3 minutes? You know, if you see somebody spiraling down, you see somebody struggling, be that your brother or your sister's keeper and say, hey, do you need some time? I'm here. Do you need an ear for me to listen? You know, that's the kind of humanity and the joy that comes from walking in your joy. And we know that the world may be heavy. And matter of fact, it's not may. The world is heavy. The circumstances are fierce. The challenges are real. But I am still the light. And I choose joy because joy chooses me back. When I choose joy, joy chooses me back. And I hope that you could do that for yourself as well. So if you're committed to choosing joy no matter what, drop a smile in the comments. And why don't you share with me what helps you to come back to joy when life gets heavy? I'd love to hear some of your comments of some of the things that you do. Well, thank you so much for listening. Why don't you like and subscribe and share this with someone who needs a little joy today? And remember, you are the container of joy. You can release joy anytime you want to, anytime you decide to. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time on our next session.